gonna burn this place to the ground.
Escape plan.
The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Option and Hunters qualify for home semi. Access across the Yalu River is now open to all vehicle types until 7 p.m., including pedestrians. For safety reasons, the wet crossing has been restricted from 7 p.m. until dawn. A portion of the Yalu Bridge in Morabe's Huon Gulf district washed away on the afternoon of Friday, August 23rd, leaving commuters stay under the guidance of the Department of Works. The contractor and Morabe Provincial Government Disaster Operations established a wet crossing downstream and worked to reroute the river. For safety reasons, access is open from dawn until 7 p.m. After that, those who wish to cross will need to seek advice from police personnel stationed there. Rainfall over the weekend has slowed down works as well as increased the water level of the river, leading to treacherous crossings on Sunday morning. While police have set up a roadblock at the Jiwaka service station, a few minutes away from the access road leading to the Yalu wet crossing, commuters have reported additional unauthorized roadblocks set up by locals to collect crossing fees. A commuter on his way to the airport this morning told this newsroom that they passed through 3 roadblocks before crossing the Yalu River. However, since they were using the guard dog shuttle, they passed through without any issue. The Morabe Provincial Administrator Max Bruton is aware of the issue. Meantime, the Lay Chamber of Commerce and Industry, John Byrne, highlighted that several Morabe districts have flooded roads, damaged and bridges broken, which are also important and will not be ignored. However, the lifeline of Papua New Guinea is the Okuk Highway, and this must be addressed first for our people, communities and businesses from Lay to Medang and the Highlands. The Acting Secretary for the Department of Works and Highways, Gibson Holamba, visited the Yalu Bridge emergency works today to assess the extent of damages and the repair works undertaken. Secretary Holamba said the bridge should be restored by Tuesday, August 27, if weather permits. He was on site with member of contractor China Railway International Group, Acting Deputy Secretary Network Planning, Design and Standards Simeon Suagu, Lane Nadzap 4-Lane Project Engineer John Kayo, and Morabe Provincial Works Manager Samson Apai. It is established that 50 meters of bridge approach from Lay side was eroded by flood on Friday, August 23rd. A temporary crossing was immediately set up on Saturday. A steady flow of traffic is back as major repair work is being undertaken. Lay Open MP and caretaker Prime Minister John Rosso updated on the Yalu Bridge repair during Sunday's press conference before Prime Minister James Marape left for Tonga.
Bypass is open so that we can have heavy traffic for the Highlands Highway passing through, and we have also 6 months ago have already begun construction of a new 4-lane bridge that will replace the existing Yalu Bridge. It is in progress, a new 4-lane bridge. The pilings have been done already, and now they're still working on it.
Prime Minister James Marape, before heading to Tonga to attend the 53rd Pacific Islands Forum Leaders Meeting, made a brief stopover in Niue to fulfill a long-standing commitment made by the Papua New Guinea government in 2014. Marape expressed his commitment to fulfill the unmet promise of 5 million kina made by the PNG government 10 years ago.
Prime Minister James Marape's visit to Niue signifies the ongoing commitment by Papua New Guinea to engage constructively with its regional partners and address common challenges. By honoring past commitments and participating in key regional events like the Pacific Islands Forum, Prime Minister Marape demonstrates a dedication to fostering a cohesive and prosperous Pacific community. While in Niue, Prime Minister Marape engaged with local representatives and community members, further solidifying the bond between the two nations. The people of Niue extended their warmest regards and best wishes for PM Marape's endeavors. The visit of Prime Minister Marape highlights the spirit of cooperation and collaboration that defines the Pacific community, paving the way for constructive dialogue and joint efforts towards a prosperous future for all nations involved. Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
Prime Minister Marape and spouse Rachel have arrived in the Kingdom of Tonga for the PIF Summit. The week-long meeting started today and ends on August 30. Marape, before arriving in Tonga, highlighted the importance of the Pacific Islands Forum as a crucial annual gathering that provides a platform for leaders to address pressing regional issues. The discussions at the forum will cover a wide range of topics of mutual interest, including trade relations, geopolitical challenges, climate change mitigation, recovery strategies from the economic impacts of COVID-19, and various other crucial matters. The forum serves as a vital forum for collaboration and cooperation among Pacific nations.
Continued advocacy for established countries to be carbon emitters to ensure that small island nations are, in terms of mitigation and the climate change relief funds are made available to the small island states. PNG is not a small island state. We are a big island nation, but we also have small island communities amongst us who face the climate change issues. PNG will also bring to the table our conversation on forest nations.
The deregistration of taxpayer identification numbers is a taxpayer registration cleaning exercise by the Internal Revenue Commission. It is not meant to harm small businesses or those who comply with filing obligations.
The Internal Revenue Commission, or IRC, intends to clean up its taxpayer register. This is a culmination of over 2 years of a nationwide taxpayer mapping exercise where it was deduced that out of more than 220,000 registered taxpayer identification number holders, only about 16% have paid taxes or lodged returns. IRC Commissioner General Sam Coim refuted claims that the teen deregistration exercise aims to close down SMEs or harm small businesses.
What has been proposed and intended to be implemented is not designed to harm small businesses or deregister small businesses or those who are actually in business. Far from that, this is a taxpayer registration cleaning exercise that we're doing. So some teens are as old as probably 20 years, 30 years old, and we have no idea whether they're still in business or whether they have done any business.
COIM said IRC is making an effort to improve the integrity of its tax registration process and the tax register, hence the undertaking of the nationwide taxpayer mapping exercise followed by the teen deregistration.
We want to allocate resources on a ratio that best fits the taxpayer population. We don't want to guess and allocate resources because we have very limited resources and we would like to focus on taxpayer population that really requires our attention. Our services, we've heard a lot of complaints about in provinces and in our operational centers, taxpayers and people coming up to us and saying our refunds are taking too long, the processing of returns are taking too long. You know, a lot of these complaints we've received as well. What we want to do is we want to now empower the provinces and empower the operational centers to do more.
Kamela Guare, TV1 News, Lei.
This is TV1 News. We'll have more stories after the break. Stay tuned.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Laga, Bunyamyumi.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic Kairuku, get up a big smile on face. Time for kimchi and a great fumu too. Sip, sip, the mumu, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste P&G loves.
Quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in P&G and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier but you like it more.
Superstition ain't the way.
Welcome back. Eastern Highlands Province is the first province in the Highlands region and the country to introduce the agro-secondary and technical secondary concept. 4 secondary schools in the Western Zone will become agro-secondary schools. They are Bena Bena Secondary, Kabufa, Rintebe, and Asaroka Secondary. Meanwhile, 3 Kainantu Secondary, Henganofi Secondary, and O1 High School in the Eastern Zone have been identified as technical secondary schools. Last week, Koren Maso, chairman of the Rice and Grain Board, visited the agro-secondary schools. He spoke to the school principals, administration, and agriculture stream teachers of how the curriculum will work.
He was accompanied by Provincial Education Director Wesley Albert and a couple of officers from the Provincial Division of Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries.
Under registration, there will be deputy principal will be responsible for technicals to provide the oversight on technical stream, and we'll also have additional personal career for technical teachers who are on technical areas who seek help.
You've got the climate, you've got the soil, you've got the support from the education director, you've got the support from the area, and then you've got the support from National Rice and Grain Board, and I'm here because but I'm happy with the targets that you put up for the 3 projects with poultry, rice, and the honey.
Yielding fruitful discussions last week was Global Chair of Transparency International, Francois Valerian. Valerian's 2-day visit marked a significant milestone for Transparency International Papua New Guinea as he sat in for key discussions surrounding the challenges the country faces with corruption. Addressing the business community at a breakfast event on Friday, 23rd August at the Royal Papua Yacht Club, Valerian spoke to the representatives of various business houses surrounding the global economy of corruption.
We are fighting the global economy of corruption because there is a global economy of corruption. With all that money that is being stolen, that is being distracted, the bribes paid, the public money that is being embezzled, and all that money fueling immense transnational illicit flows that move through offshore centers of.
Valerian highlighted the efforts Transparency International is taking against the global economy of corruption.
But now we are reaching a turning point in our history. We want all that to really function, to be effective. We do, in the public sector, in the government, we do not want the laws and the institutions created to be misused, abused, circumvented, manipulated by smart, corrupt leaders.
Valerian emphasized the urgency of protection for whistleblowers of corruption.
There has to be also a culture of integrity throughout the corporation. The trainings are extremely important also to empower people, to give them the courage to resist corruption also on the field when this corruption is the corruption of their clients, when they personally risk in opposing corruption. So it's extremely important that they have the support of their management.
The global chair of Transparency International during his visit, engaging with key stakeholders, including government officials, civil society partners and business leaders. The board chair of Transparency International PNG, Peter Aitsi, stated that Valerian's visit signifies the global recognition of TIPNG's work in good governance and anti-corruption. He said TIPNG is confident that Valerian's visit will yield fruitful discussions and collaborations that will further strengthen their work with the key government agencies responsible for the enforcement of anti-corruption laws. Furthermore, Board Chair Transparency International PNG Peter Aitsi underscored the cost accrued by businesses in terms of electricity and security, stating that these are indicators of a society where corruption is prevalent.
The biggest cost in our businesses is the supply of our own power. Think about it. Why is that the case? Think about it. Security costs within our business. Why? We've got a police that's meant to provide all that, a state that's meant to deliver its obligations, and yet we, the business community, carry that. Okay? Think about the way that we interact with government. Registrations, approvals, permitting, customs clearance. Think about it. These are all those indicators of a society where corruption is prevalent, where corruption, unfortunately, has now become what we call the norm. And that's really the work of TI, is to start to turn that around so that we can create and add to that global environment where corruption is no longer tolerated or accepted.
In a recent celebration of the retirement of officers in the Eastern Highlands provincial government, Provincial Administrator Alan Loss urged all 13 retirees to spend their hard-earned retirement money wisely during these tough times. Nelly Barrio served the longest of all 13 retirees. She was serving as the Human Resources Manager at the Bird of Paradise Hotel before she applied for retirement. She gave 43 years of service to the people and government of Eastern Highlands and Papua New Guinea. In celebrating their exit from the public service, each retiree was presented with the deed of release certificate. The celebration of these public service retirees is the first of its kind gesture by the provincial administration in recognizing a retiree's commitment, dedication and sacrifice.
You can go aligning long business about you like business. You must have a lot of so you can have business, you look out in money for you, look out in as soon as we come comments on the payroll, you come back in band to school feed from it every fortnight. They are talking to us. Suppose we know what. And by beginning to me know what. Every fortnight mixing money night was trying to buy I can go feeding on beginning for me. Me got heavy low place, me salap, me talk, me got money stuff.
We apologize we're unable to bring you the finance report this evening. You'll join me after the break with news from abroad. Stay tuned.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
The Toyota JD Hi-Ace bus comes in 14 and 15-seater high-roof luxury model powered by 2.8 liters JD engine for optimal performance output, fuel efficiency and quietness, designed with improved safety features and easy maneuverability for tire steering angle. The Hi-Ace lift suspension and annular frame structure is opted for smooth ride, comfort and safety. Experience the ride on the Hi-Ace bus and experience the Hi-Ace pride, the bus that exceeds all expectation.
When you're spending time with family, when you've got a big day ahead, when you have given it all you've got, when you're putting on a feast, that's when you want the best. That's when you want flame rice. New flame rice. Win him, Olgeta.
Scale Rise brings to you some Scale Indie vibes this independence. Cashing out a total of 300,000 kina in prize money around PNG this independence. 4 fortnightly draws, 75 fortnightly winners, 300 total Scale Rise winners, and 1,000 kina Scale Indie prize for every Scale winner. Here's how to enter the promotion. Buy any Scale or Ori Rice product, write your full name and contact details on the back of the store receipt, drop your entry into the entry box in store. For more information, either check in store or follow us on our Scale Rise PNG page. Terms and conditions apply. Scale Rise. Invite.
Welcome back. In news abroad, hundreds of politicians, diplomats, officials and journalists from across the Pacific will gather in the island nation of Tonga for this year's Pacific Island Forum. Climate politics, Pacific policy policing and geopolitics and the unrest in New Caledonia are on the agenda. Pacific nations are trying to work out exactly what role they can or should play to try and help bring peace. This is easier said than done. Fiji's Prime Minister Sitiveni Rabuka, Solomon Islands Prime Minister Jeremiah Manele, and Cook Islands Prime Minister Mark Brown were meant to make a high-profile visit to New Caledonia last week ahead of the Tonga PIF meeting. But the mission was pushed back after a dispute broke out between the French government and New Caledonia's local government over exactly who had control over the visit. Some would like to see PIF leaders use the forum to call on Paris to sketch out a new pathway for decolonization. Some Pacific leaders have also championed the idea of the Pacific playing a mediation role. Hezbollah's leader has warned the Lebanese militant group could repeat a significant drone and rocket attack on Israel, and that Iran and Houthi rebels are also planning assaults. Israel says it thwarted the scale of Hezbollah's attack by launching hundreds of preemptive strikes into southern Lebanon. It also intercepted hundreds of projectiles fired into northern Israel, although some areas were still hit.
I'm in the Israeli city of Acre. It's about 20 kilometres from the Israeli-Lebanon border. And people here in this region are cleaning up after this intense Hezbollah attack in the last few hours. You can see in this house alone, parts of the roof have been torn off and structures have been decimated. Windows have been blown out, and that's a situation we're seeing in nearly every house along this street. You can see over here the windows have been completely shattered of this property. The residents here say it was a number of factors that led to this kind of damage. They say it was interceptions and shrapnel from Israel's missile defence capabilities that then caused some of the damage, but also the sheer impact of the blast from those interceptions of those Hezbollah rockets and drones. For example, in this building here, you can see every single window has been blown out by the impact and force of those interceptions as those rockets came overhead and were shot down by Israel's defence capabilities. The residents here are scared. They say that in some cases they were minutes from death, and they've recounted some harrowing examples of waking up in the morning to these giant booms as the rockets were flying overhead.
קמנו לבוקר קשה מאוד. היה אזעקה בחמש ומשהו, וחמש ו35. והספקנו לרדת למקלט. ואז היה בום אחד גדול. וזה את כל הבית, וזה התוצאות.
When I came, I saw all the glass in the home.
All the glass?
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
All the house.
It had exploded?
Yes. When I came here, speechless. I can't say anything and I cry. I say, thank God. 5 minutes only. If I stay, if I can, 5 minutes before, I wasn't here.
This is the most extensive damage residents here in this city have experienced during the last 10 months of cross-border attacks between Hezbollah and Israel. But despite this, they say they will not be leaving their homes. They are fearful for what will come next, but they are defiant, saying the north is their home and they will not flee.
Each year, tens of thousands of people in Japan suffer so-called lonely deaths, where their bodies aren't found for weeks, months, and sometimes years. Many are elderly, cut off from their community without family or friends. And as Japan's population continues to age, some in the community are doing their bit to support the most vulnerable.
This is grim work, but someone's got to do it. Takuya Shiota has come to clean up a lifetime of possessions after the elderly resident in this apartment died. With no friends or family, the occupant was undiscovered for 3 weeks until her rent went unpaid.
The deceased passed away here, and the smell was quite strong because of the fluids that came out of her body. So we cut out all here and disinfected it.
Japan's suffering from a lonely deaths crisis. For the first time, the government has crunched the numbers. It's now expected some 68,000 people will die alone this year and left undiscovered for a prolonged period.
It's increasing considerably. We do roughly more than 100 cases a year.
Japan is getting older. Its population shrinking. Once bustling suburbs and villages are emptying, and elderly people are left vulnerable. It was 20 years ago when Dr. Osamu Yamanaka opened a clinic in one of Yokohama's poorest suburbs. Back then, 4 people a day were dying at home alone, many undiscovered for long periods.
Some were skeletal if no one found them. I was young, and I thought it was unforgivable.
Dr. Yamanaka pioneered home care.
There aren't many people who are willing to deal with people from the lowest strata of society, but he is willing to come to me. I appreciate it.
If I wasn't doing it, there would be an awful lot of lonely deaths.
Services like this are now much more common across Japan, but there will always be limitations. Dr. Yamanaka says communities need to fill the gap.
If they do not socialise with their neighbours, they will end up with a solitary death. It's very difficult to prevent it.
It's a challenge Yoshiko Sato has accepted. At her massive apartment complex on Tokyo's outskirts, there are almost 400 elderly residents living alone. Today, she's visiting one of them. Yoshiko Sato set up a Zero Lonely Deaths program 2 decades ago.
Every year, 4 or 5 people died alone. It was like that constantly.
It established a network of volunteers that check up on local residents, leading to a remarkable improvement in the quality of life.
She usually visits me about once a week. I look forward to cooking with the vegetables she brings me. It's what makes my life worth living.
Yoshiko's mission of Zero Lonely Deaths was soon achieved.
After 5 years, the number of lonely deaths became 0 for the first time.
But she worries about the future, a future where people are becoming more withdrawn from their community.
A community must be built by everyone, but that's not possible in Japan at the moment. People are becoming selfish.
If everyone was more considerate of the people around them or looked after them, there would definitely be no more lonely deaths.
This is a crisis that's only going to get worse. Japan has the world's oldest society with 1 in 10 people aged over 80. And as the country continues to grow old, there's increasing pressure on the government to do more to care for the vulnerable in life and in death. For those on the front line, government support for community groups is a priority.
There is data that loneliness is the biggest factor in shortening life expectancy. In Japan, there's a lack of community ties. I feel it's very common.
A need to keep connections until the inevitable end.
This is TVWAN News. Next in sports with Rex, Hunters qualify for home semi-final and Wigmen advance into semis. Stay tuned.
Beauty is my business, but beauty sure is a tough game.
Filters are great, but great skin, better. And that's why my skin deserves the best. So I choose Self-Care, soaps that gently nourish my skin, resulting in a radiant look, made with tropical ingredients. I trust Self-Care from City Pharmacy, so bring it on! My skin is ready and so am I.
Hi, with the help of Palmolive Naturals shampoo and conditioner, with these 3 quick and easy tips, I'm going to show you that more natural, beautiful hair is achievable. Step 1, massage your scalp during washing with shampoo. Step 2, apply conditioner to the tips of your hair. Step 3, gently towel dry your hair. There you have it. For natural, beautiful hair, use Palmolive Naturals shampoo and conditioner. Have a great hair day.
Back in '69, Frank Hutchison started a journey when he met Bill King, who ran a remote travel business. King needed four-wheel drive parts so strong, so reliable, they'd make the return trip after enduring the rigours of the Aussie outback. This forged Terrain Tamer's beginnings. Over 50 years later, Frank and his team continue to innovate and create parts strong enough to survive the toughest terrains on the planet. And best of all, the customer is still king. Terrain Tamer, parts that will get you home.
These two are creeping into your personal space. Why don't we send them packing? Oh, maybe not.
Bing bang bing, bum bum.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Hennow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
16 Dublin of second place North Devils. The Hunters remain in the 5th place. Hunters find themselves in a do-or-die situation in the first elimination round against Wigmen Manly Seagulls on Saturday in Port Moresby.
It was a toss-up between Hunters and Falcons for 4th place heading into the last round of the regular season, with both locked on 28 points apiece. Following their respective wins, both teams ended with 30 points. This meant 4th and 5th spots had to be decided on for and against, with the Falcons securing 4th place. Hunters will now proceed to host the first elimination final against 8th place Wigmen Manly on Saturday at the Santos National Football Stadium. Recapping on Saturday's 46-12 victory over Clydesdales, it was the best possible start for the visiting team, troubling the scoreboard early when number 9 drew teams across to put Clydesdale 6 points ahead. But it was Hunters' little live wire and deceptive number 6 Joshua Lau that got the homeboys back on the front foot and got the Clydesdale's defensive line retreating. Lau's try started the Hunters' 8-try scoring spree despite some stiff defensive effort from the young Clydesdale's outfit. Try scorers for the Hunters, Lau and Eliza Rotinga, picked up doubles, while Benji caught Judah Rimbu, Brendan Nima, and Welland Town Lloyd picked up a try apiece. Jamie Mavoko was near perfect with his conversions, booting 7 out of 8 attempts. Clydesdale's captain Emery Perry picked up a late consolation try for their 12 points. Coach Jason Alston said they knew it was going to be tough playing the Hunters at home, but bringing the young players to play and experience the heat and atmosphere in front of a big crowd was an amazing experience.
Yeah, it totally was a tough day, but look, that's the way we are, and that's our season at this time here, and but I'm very proud of my fellas. Like we had 5 young fellas there that are 19 years of age that are playing, coming to Papua New Guinea and playing in these conditions, and we've only been in this comp for a couple of years, and it's all building, and these young men that's actually played today, well, say 18 months ago they were just playing local league, and now they're playing Queensland Cup in front of 8,000 people in Papua New Guinea. So it's a great achievement to them, and it was a hard day, but geez, bloody hell, Papua New Guinea, how good do they look, with the ball in there, and it was great to watch. I wish I was a supporter, not a coach.
Clydesdale's captain Pera was overwhelmed by the NFS experience and was over the moon to score his first try on PNG soil.
Oh man, the crowd's unreal. The boys love it, we love it. We love coming over here and playing. And yeah, I mean, this crowd's second to none. It's unreal. And yeah, it was good. Obviously joked about it at the start of the week, getting off the nudie, so I don't think it'll happen, but I'm over the moon.
An elated Hunters coach Paul Ayton had nothing but praise for his boys' dominant performance. It's been a long journey through adversity, with a lot of learning and what the boys can do on the field. Ayton also thanked the crowd, approximately 8,000, who came out to cheer on the boys. Captain Ilalu also thanked the playing group for their commitment and hard work.
Yeah, definitely. You know, first of all, thank you to Toowoomba for coming up. They're a very respectful side, not only to the team but also to the fans. So thank you to the Clydesdales. We definitely have a shot at winning this. I mean, it depends. Now I think Falcons and Norths will play now. They kick off, so the winner out of that determines whether we finish 4th or 5th. So we have a really good chance to finish higher.
Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Croton Hela Wigmen advanced into semi-finals after defeating Egmark East New Britain Gurius 22 points to 14 yesterday at the Santos National Football Stadium in the first elimination finals of the season 2024. In an uproar of the vocal Rugby League crowd, the first elimination finals match of the Digicel ExxonMobil Cup competition kicked off. From the get-go, the Croton Hela Wigmen and East New Britain Egmark Gurius showed they and the finals play-offs. The battle through the middle, from the forward packs, saw both sides wanting for valuable field positions.
Wyman gets away this time, they will score. No one's going to stop Condon from that very close to the line.
Capitalizing of the good field position, the men from Hela province crossed the line for the first try through reliable winger Siki Condon. The other winger Norman Brown extended the margin to 8 with 2 missed conversions. The Gurius returned a try to make it 8-6 in favor of the Wigmen, heading into half-time.
The try line there by some solid defence from the Wigmen.
The Wigmen picked up the momentum from where they left off, dominating the Gurius pack in the second half. Basic ball handling errors from the Gurius cost them the game, along with poor try conversions from the veteran Asay Boas. But take nothing away from the Croton Hela Wigmen Zagonauts, who turned up to play and deserved the win 22 points to 14 at full time.
Feeling the pinch at the moment. Yeah, it's been a physical battle here between those two teams. Here they come again. Oh, great play here.
Fronting the press for the post-match interview, the Wigmen head coach Ian Yalo was happy with the win, but admitted they took the win in an absolute bolter of the match.
We just really need to, dig deep to win this game. They're a quality side, They will come back and hit us, but defensively we stood our grounds and that's what we did.
The Wigmen coach further extended his thanks to the fans of Rugby League and the Wigmen supporters for their continuous support throughout the season.
They've been with us all throughout the year. Just want to say thank you to all of them to come here and give us that support. We appreciate you all.
The Wigmen are into the semi-finals next weekend. For the Rabaul Gurius, they may be done for the season, but still remain a benchmark Rugby League franchise in the country known for their professionalism. They are expected to be back stronger in season 2025. The Lace-Next Tigers have made it through the hard way to beat PRK Mandy Muruks 10 points to 8 in the second match of the Digicel ExxonMobil Cup elimination finals yesterday. The men from Ley crossed the flooded Yalu River in the first hurdle to find themselves at Najab Tomodachi International Airport, struggling to board the plane to Port Moresby after they were told their flight was cancelled. They made it to Port Moresby later in the day, and to put on a clinical performance and walked off with a win is a fitting tribute to the team and their dedication to the cause. It was more than a deserving win from the Tigers men. On the other hand, the Muruks gave their all in the match but fell short to their brothers from the Rainy Lay. Here are the match highlights.
Yeah, penalty successful. Yeah, makes no mistake, knocks it over. 19 minutes left. Here's Kipsey. Wendell Kipsey. The big Dell. Emmanuel from dummy half. Joshua Mure sends the ball out wide. Peaton can get that pass away. He had an unmarked Joe Oak on the outside, but they shift the ball back towards the open side here, the Tigers, for the former Hunter. Noel Zemming to take the Tigers to finals footy. He did well last year, but couldn't get through to the big one. But here they are now to start their campaign. And it's full time. The Tigers have prevailed.
After their bitter loss to Port Moresby Vipers 16 points to 12 in round 3 of the Santos Cup the week before, a re-energized Central Dabaris are back in the winner's circle after shutting out a lackluster East New Britain Gurius side 26-0 in their round 4 clash on Saturday at the Santos National Football Stadium. With only one round left before the top 4 is decided in the inaugural women's competition, Dabaris' win against Gurius puts them in the good stead for the strong run into the finals. After round 4, Tigers still lead with 7 points. Dabaris second with 6 points. Lahanis third with 5 points. Eagles fourth with 2 points. Vipers is fifth with 2 points, and Gurius also with 2 points.
An early try by Central Dabaris rampaging centre and rugby union convert Mary Biama in the opening minutes pretty much opened the floodgates and the long afternoon for the Eastern Britain girls, who looked disoriented with no game plan and structure in the attack and defence that allowed the Central girls to exploit and score easy points. Guria's lack of size, experience and leadership in their spine provided little or no challenge to their opponents and looked so vulnerable in their defence across the park. In attack, Gurias looked disjointed with no structure and resorted to playing one-man game all day, which did not help their cause. Dabaris, though, looked dominant on both sides of the ball also, but at times overplayed themselves, mainly with the ball in hand and turning over possession back to Gurias, who could not capitalize. After the match, Dabaris coach Kathy Nyap was grateful for the win and commended her girls for sticking to their game plan and structure. Gurias coach George Tobata, though disappointed with the loss, admitted he's got a very young and inexperienced side, and exposing them to playing at this level would be a good stepping stone for them and for their experience moving forward. In other women's results, Tigers 20 defeated Eagles 14 and Lahanis 24 defeated Vipers 4. The Santos Cup will host its final round of matches this weekend before they go into the top 4 playoff the following week. The inaugural National Women's Rugby League Grand Final will be staged parallel to the Men's Grand Final on September 15, 2024 at the Santos National Football Stadium. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
20 under-17 rugby league players from the NCD Schools Rugby League competition have been selected to travel to Australia in November for a friendly match against Trinity High School team. The selection follows a trial match held at Sir Hubert Murray Stadium on Sunday, August 25th. The selected players will also be part of the Vipers Academy team. A closed-door selection trial between 2 NCD Schools Rugby League competition select side revealed the best of young rugby league talents. 2 teams comprised of 20 players, each played for a place in the representative side. President of School Rugby League in NCD, Arnold Gendes, said the program allows young schoolboys to showcase their talents against fellow rugby league talents in Australia.
I think we are the only in the country who is going to get a division out of the country. And we hope to cement the relationship with Trinity Bay High, so it becomes an annual program, an annual exchange program for us It's also a good exposure for our kids down south.
Ganda added that the players earned their place in the team. He provided the criteria that was used to make the selection.
After while on the selection, we've looked at the pace at which each kid is playing, how he or she has been developing, and also we looked at the academic performance, which we've set a benchmark for NCD Schools Rugby League, which is 60% of accumulated marks.
The selected players start their training this week for the challenge later in November. Ganda said the select side will attend training twice a week. During the exam month of October, grade 8s, 10s and 12s will be given training manuals and they'll do their training individually. The NCD Schools Rugby League president further said 18 players will make the travelling team. All 18 will also be part of the Vipers Academy.
We've aligned our program as the pathway for the Vipers, and this arrangement between Trinity Bay and Trinity Bay High and NCD Schools Rugby League is made possible through the Vipers management.
Ganda expressed gratitude to Port Moresby Vipers, Rugby League franchise and NCD Governor Powers Parkop for supporting the concept. This friendly match will be an annual event. Squash sensations Fiano Siaguru and Christopher Richards enjoyed the Port Moresby Rackets Club Open 2024 in a week-long squash and tennis tournament that ended on a high note yesterday. The 5-day Port Moresby Rackets Club Open 2024 started on Wednesday, August 21st, ending with a competitive final play on Sunday, August 25th. The event witnessed some exciting youngsters showcase their talents on the courts. Never like before, players, fans and sports enthusiasts, including former rep players, showed up at the closing ceremony. Some quality finals matchups were at the best, with the likes of Joshua Porter, who played 2023 champion Fiano Siaguru in the Squash Men's Open final, and Amity Alakos met Gabriela Cox in the Women's Open. The quality of the contest proved the progress of the sport in the country. In tennis, the Hakena siblings, Sugare and Kolita, dominated their respective divisions as expected. Some juniors also put in massive performances, staking their claims for representative honors. Witnessed also was the return of some oldies to the courts, marking an entertaining finish. Squash sensation Siaguru and Christopher Richards were among the best athletes showing up at the tournament. Both reside in Australia, returned home to PNG for the tournament. Siaguru, who featured in the Squash Men's Open finals against eventual winner Joshua Porter, was happy to participate. Porter walked away as the champion, but Siaguru learned a very important lesson from the defeat.
I've been on the tour for a while, a PSA tour, and I've gone through these kind of things before, so it's not anything new. But I'm not going to discredit Josh, my opponent. He played really well. He was a big 5-setter. Yeah, it's just these things happen, you know. I just need to get used to. I mean, I'm already used to it. Just move on and try again next time. And yes, definitely, 100%. I think it's a lesson to not underestimate opponents, not to take it too lightly. I have to stay switched on, you know, keep my foot on the pedal, and just, you know, try and just play the best squash I can. Because at the end of the day, that's what everyone wants, you know. They just want to see some good squash.
Despite the day's results, Richards was pleased with the turnout of both junior players and seniors at the tournament.
When I first started in around 2016, 2017, at this same tournament, the Port Moresby Open, there was only 3 juniors. Me, Amity, and another boy, Tyrone from Ley. And now you look around and it's only kids, like you can't really see any adults around here. So it's been a massive change, and there's a lot, they put a lot of time and money into the development for the younger kids. So it's really good to see for the country.
The Kairuku District Netball Association is set to host its first major tournament thanks to Kairuku District Development Authority for the financial boost of 20,000 kina. The check was presented by Kairuku District Executive Officer Victor Lakai on behalf of Kairuku MP Peter Izo-Aimo. Marks a significant step in promoting sports in the newly established electorate.
Kairuku District is gearing up for its first ever netball tournament, bolstered by a 20,000 kina financial contribution from the District Development Authority. The check presented by Kairuku District Executive Officer Victor Lakai on behalf of Kairuku MP Peter Namea Izo-Aimo represents a significant investment in grassroots sports within the newly established electorate.
I am privileged to present this check to Kairuku Netball Association President and Executives. Kairuku DDA approval of this financial assistance of 20,000 to host the Kairuku Netball Association on the 26th of August. Honorable Peter Izo-Aimo has been assisting in sports, churches, and this is one of his assistants, and many others that he has assisted in the past in the Kairuku electorate, and this is one of his first presentation in the Kairuku district.
The tournament, which will run from August 26th to the 29th in Hisiu village, has attracted 18 participating villages, with more expected to join. Kairuku Netball Association President Avia Jack expressed her gratitude.
On behalf of Kairuku Netball Association, I would like to say thank you very, very much to our member for his assistance in this donation of 20,000 kina to help us run our tournament from 26th to the 29th.
She stated that this funding is crucial for ensuring the success of their inaugural district tournament and are committed to making this annual event with teams competing across 4 divisions: under 15, under 17, under 21 and A grade. Treasurer Emily Baupa emphasized the challenges of establishing the new association following the split from Kairuku Hiri. This milestone marks the beginning of a new chapter for netball in Kairuku, promising to strengthen community ties and inspire future generations of athletes.
And that ends the news segment, rather sports segment. Marisila provides weather report.
Southern, Port Moresby, mostly fine, partly cloudy with possible showers and thunderstorm. Daru, partly cloudy, mostly fine. Kerama, mostly cloudy with rain showers and possible inland thunderstorm. Alotau, fine, and Popondetta, mostly fine. Momase, lay, rain showers towards the evening. Medan, mostly fine to possible afternoon rain showers. Wewak, partly cloudy with periods of rain showers. Vanimo, periods of rain showers. New Guinea Islands, Lorengau, periods of rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Kavieng, some rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Kokopo, Rabaul, cloudy with possible rain showers and thunderstorm. Kimbe, partly cloudy with some possible evening showers. Buka, some rain showers. Highlands, Mount Hagen, Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, mostly cloudy with rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Garoka, Buns and Kundiawa, mostly fine, partly cloudy with few afternoon, evening rain showers. Coral Sea, seas rough with southeast winds of 15 to 25 knots with stronger gusts. Solomon Sea, seas moderate with southeast winds of 15 to 20 knots. Bismarck Sea, seas moderate with southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. And Pacific Ocean, seas light to moderate with southeast winds of 10 to 15 knots. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Islands, Kerama, Yule Island, Hood Point to Samare Islands, seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters, rising to 2.5 at times along warning areas. Waters of Finchafan through Whittier Strait to CSC Long Islands seas 1.5 to 2 meters, rising to 2.5 to 3 meters at times. And waters of Manus and its western group of islands seas 1 to 2 meters. That concludes this edition of TV1 News. Have a pleasant evening. Bye for now.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.